Hello, welcome to this your channel of the Eurofan. That's me. France is still living its golden era at the junior competition, being as of today one of the most successful countries. Another proof of that was the cheerful and vibrant proposal presented by Tituan during last year's contest, with which he achieved an outstanding 4th place in the final ranking, proving that they are still a junior Eurovision superpower, and there were not any doubts about the continuation of its participation. Now we will discover that the next child artist that will have the opportunity to represent the Gallic country on the main stage of Belize. Here we go. For today's episode, I'm going to review the French entry for Junior Eurovision 2025, which will be represented by the singer Lou Deleuze with the song Ce Monde, which in English translates as This World. Before knowing more about this song, about this world where we live, let's discover more about this experimental child artist that now will be introducing herself to the rest of Europe. Without further delay, let's move on with the review. We start as usual by checking out her biography before leaving her Eurovision adventure in Georgian lands. Lou is a French singer, songwriter and actress. She is 11 years old and comes from the region of Ile-de-France, where is located the French capital, Paris. She was born in a family environment where music has always been present, especially by her father, who was a former luthier, which would encourage her to start her musical education since very early age. Although before becoming a singer, she will have her beginnings as a child actress in 2022 by participating in different roles in various films, short films, and television series, consolidating herself as one of the most relevant child actresses of the French cinema in a very short time. In fact, she is actually working in the filming on her next film, predictable to be released for the next year. Shortly after starting her career as a child actress, she will also start to develop her singing phases since 2023, first by releasing covers of songs by Stromae and Mille Forme, then later making incursions in songwriting since last year, by self-releasing her first singles as a musical artist. Musically speaking, Lou cites among her musical influences to the singers Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, and Hoshi, who have been decisive in the style she will start to develop as a musical artist. On the other hand, she will also start to be interested in representing her country at Junior Eurovision, having participated herself in the auditions made during the internal selection process from last year, in which Tituan will be selected, as we already know. Shortly after that, she will have her first experience in challenge shows by being one of the contestants in the 19th season of the French version of Got Talent. She advanced from the auditions phase, but later she will only manage to reach the jury's deliberation phase, ending her time in the season too soon, but even despite that, she will gain much more visibility, which are crucial for her careers both in music and film. Lou will move forward both with her musical and acting careers throughout this year, and while attending her professional projects, she will participate again in the internal selection process that will select the French representative for the junior contest, standing out in this case that she will achieve her goal this time. Let's see then how the Eurovision experience began for her. Naturally, it was thought that the country will continue with its participation as usual, but then there were rumors in the middle of the year that it will be forced to withdraw from the junior competition after possibly discovering quite important irregularities regarding the funding of the edition that was held 2 years ago in Nice, with the mayor of the city, his wife, and the incumbent president of both the French public broadcaster and the EBU being arrested, with the latter one being personally involved with the organization of that edition. After their statements in the courts, it was known later that they were released without any charges, although it is currently unknown if the case is still under investigation or if it will end up dismissed due to the lack of evidence. Shortly after that, the broadcaster will confirm its participation at the junior contest in last mid-July, opting once again for an internal selection for both the artist and the song that will represent the country in Georgia. Also, as usual, they kept the process strictly in secret until it was announced in late last September about the selection of Lou as the French representative and the release of her entry, while the premiere of the official music video will be made almost a month later. A wake-up call to change this world where we live. Now I'm going to analyze in full detail about this proposal with which Lou will step the junior contest stage. Melodically speaking, it is a typical chanson française. It in fact has quite similarities with the song Voila, widely known for being the French entry at Eurovision performed by Barbara Pravi during the edition held in Rotterdam, Netherlands, with which she was close to get the victory for the Gallic country. For those who know the song beforehand, these similarities are quite noticeable, to the point that many are saying that it is a recreation of this track adapted to the junior competition. Lou's voice, on the other hand, is quite good and suitable to the genre, starting with a soft phrasing, increasing its intensity little by little as the song progresses, until finishing with a burst of vocal extravaganza. Regarding the lyrics, it has been written fully in French by a trio of French songwriters, where opposed to expectations, Lou is not directly involved in the composition of the track in comparison with the different singles she has released as a soloist. About the context behind the lyrics, it naturally talks about the world in which we live. That from her point of view, it is in a cold and wretched state, in which she wants to change it from an idealistic and inspiring perspective, in opposition to the indifference and collective pessimism from the rest of the people. The songwriters of the track describe it as that vision of the world through the eyes of a child, without ignoring the problems that it is facing. Reading the lyrics with more detail previously translated at first, it is revealed that determination from her to make things change for better in a quite poetic way. The verses confront skepticism from one or many people that are watching her, like she doesn't know or understand what is happening in the world and the problems it has. But at the same time, she refuses to accept it in a passive way, asking to that same people to bring her the future and the love, taking charge without delay of making them bloom for the world of tomorrow, which are both of them and her, are worthy in the end as expressed in the chorus. The message transmitted with the track is simple but deep at the same time. In this sense, it intends to inspire people to contribute on its own way to make things better in the world, from simple actions to much larger initiatives. Because, as it is expressed precisely with the lyrics, it is our responsibility and our duty to do everything within our reach to make the world of tomorrow more peaceful and prosperous. Taking into account how heartfelt and deep is this track, there was curiosity in this case on how it will be portrayed the contest described only through the official music video. As usual, I'm going to put on my earbuds to get ready to listen to this song. Now watch this music video that Lou is presented to us, playing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, the image is starting in sepia. I guess it will be Paris. And there is Lou in the middle of the bridge.
Pourquoi tu me regardes comme ça? Avec ces grands yeux, comme si je comprenais pas que le monde a froid, qu'aujourd'hui il est malheureux, moi aussi j'ai le droit.
A very heartfelt and passionate performance.
Je voudrais changer l'histoire pour que revienne l'espoir, l'amour et le ciel bleu. Donnez-moi l'avenir.
The image is recovering its color little by little.
Le rire des roses de jasmin. Donnez-moi tout l'amour, même celui qui est s'éteint. Je rallumerai le jour et le monde de demain. Ce monde, ce monde, ce monde, c'est le tien, c'est le mien. Ce monde, c'est le mien, c'est le tien. Ce monde, c'est le monde de demain. Le monde de demain. Tu peux bien rire de moi. Tu peux même dire ce que tu veux.
Well, there is mostly a performance of just hurrying on the bridge, while the people is going around and walking by the bridge without any problem.
Juste là dans mes mains, je le ferai fleurir. Tes roses de jasmin, donnez-moi tout l'amour, même celui qui s'éteint. Je rallumerai le jour et le monde de demain. je veux plus le voir souffrir. Et moi j'ai peur.
More intensity.
J'attendrai pas de grandir, j'attendrai pas la fin.
And there are more spinning shots of her to follow the music video.
Je l'aimerai pour toujours. Ce monde de demain. Ce monde, ce monde, ce monde. C'est le tien, c'est le mien. Ce monde, c'est le mien, c'est le tien. Ce monde, c'est le monde de
Speed it up.
le monde de demain.
Now she's dancing. Ah, the embrace is now flourishing all over. And that was the moment of vocal extravaganza for her. And so, this is the music video. I mean, this is a classical performance of this kind of songs from the chanson français, which are often very simple and minimalistic, putting the focus in this case to the intensity and the passion transmitted by Lou as the performer. Having said all this, the music video for this proposal is quite okay. Making a summary of the comments, I consider that the French entry for this year is fine. I think as many others that the proposal is the junior version of Voila, at least in terms of musical structure, as evidently the topics discussed in both songs are quite different. Now then, talking about the proposal presented by Lou, I have some ambivalences regarding the topic and the message. In one hand, I think that it discusses quite important matters that are addressed by her in a poetic and a somewhat romantic perspective. But in the other hand, I think that the context behind the lyrics is quite complex for a girl of her age. Personally, I do not feel this song captivating enough to include it in my playlist, but I can listen to it perfectly well without any problem. For the staging in Melisi, I guess that it will be quite simple, appealing to the performing skills from Lou that allow her to transmit the message to the track with the characteristic intensity and expressiveness from her, probably making use of visual graphics with lots of flowers like the one seen in the music video. All that while there are still questions on how the audience could react to this proposal. In the meanwhile, it will be a matter of time until we can see the final result on the stage, with the curiosity of whether Lou will end up becoming a little Barbara, which might help her in her chances of getting the full victory for the Gallic country. This has been the French proposal of this year for the Junior Contest. What do you think about it? Do you think that this proposal will stand out, or do you think that it will not have the impact that might be expected given the voila effect? Whatever is your opinion, let me know in the comments down below so we can keep up the discussion. And this is it for today's episode. Before I finish, I invite you to like this video if it has been of your taste, with that helping me to have your support for this content to be reached among much more people. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet, and enable notifications by the bell, and find me through my social media. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.